Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Taquita Love, and I'm here with one of my day ones, my A1s, day ones, whatever you call it, Dicey. And y'all don't want to miss this episode because she gave birth to something, and it wasn't a baby. You don't want to miss this.
Comedy isn't cute, my love is pure. Comedy isn't cute, my love is pure.
Show your love for Taquita Love. Comedy is cure.
So I know we met at Marty's, and then I think we all are part of this. Like to call it like a little cult, not a cult, like a little fraternity, like the David A. Arnold Art of Stand-Up Comedy, like all the comedians that's done his class before.
Yes.
So tell me briefly about your comedy journey and what your goals are in comedy.
Well, I've always been interested in stand-up and comedy especially, but I never thought of performing stand-up until I moved to, until I moved to LA. Actually, on the plane, I moved on the plane. I had like all 4 of my bags, all this shit on the plane. And when I was landing into LA, God told me, which he don't be speaking to me a lot because I'm kind of a heathen, or maybe I just don't hear him, but he was loud this time. He was like, when you start doing stand-up comedy, you're going to really make it in LA. You're going to find your way or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? And so in the meantime, I started, not performing. I started writing for some ghost writing for some pretty big comics for their specials. And I was like, wow, this is cool. And it's getting received kind of well. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, I think yeah. And I just, then my friend Nate, you know Nate,
yeah. Amazing. She's still in LA?
Yeah, she's still in LA. She's in LA, back in LA. But she's from Houston. And when I always knew she was going to move to LA, and I told her when she did, she could stay with me for free, even though she was trying to pay me the whole time or whatever. And I was like, no, but she would pay me in really nice other ways. And so she was like, you know what? I think one of the missing links to your career or whatever is stand-up comedy. So I pay for you to take Dave Arnold's class, the art of stand-up comedy. I'm like, what? Are you like planning my life for me right now? And then it just ended up being such a great experience, and I loved being on stage. And Dave Arnold even took me to the side afterwards, and he was like, listen, if you don't do anything else with your life, you need to be doing stand-up. You need to be writing. You need to make sure that you make time for this in your life. And I said, okay. And that was a really good vouch, or
it feels good when somebody dropped that in your spirit and you already been told, like, I should be doing this.
Yes. It was great. It was a great feeling.
So comedy, stand up, and so after David A. Arnold's class, after you got that nugget dropped in your spirit, you've been writing, you've been producing, you've been on the road. I see you and Punkie all the time on Instagram, New York, Texas. You be all over. What you working on?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm working on my nail business first, which is really cool. Like I said, I'm gonna be selling my merch as nails. Me and Punkie have a radio show coming out on LOL Network on Kevin Hart's network. That's Kevin Hart's network on XM Radio. We have a show coming out, so we'll be filming that like during her hiatus this summer. Okay. In between us being on tour all summer, which we'll be on tour from June until September. Okay. So that's going to be real fun. So that's pretty much, and I'm working on some of my own pilots and stuff. Yeah. I've shot a lot of stuff over the pandemic that I'm just now about to be trying to shop.
Okay. That's what's up. Oh, I can't wait to see it. Cause girl, you in that pen.
Thank you.
You in that pen, and that pen. I know it's crazy like doing stand up because we know each other from way back when, from the Marty's days. People that don't know who Marty is or what Marty's is, I talk about it all the time on the podcast. The Crack House for Comedy. It was an open mic. I hosted there. You hosted there. Punkie hosted there. A lot of people been there, and it kind of like shaped or formed camaraderie for a lot of the comedians that I know in LA. So we did the Marty's, we met at Marty's, and then out of nowhere, years pass, and then you look up and you see somebody on stage and you be like, yo, she is killing. And
thank you.
Like I don't even know, like writing I don't know what your process is, but the way you think You know, it's like, who can make suicide funny? Like, I remember I seen you do a joke about suicide or depression. I can't, was it?
But it's both of those,
Yeah, it was both of those. And it was just like the way that you delivered like the jokes. It was like, she's close to the line, but it's funny, and it shouldn't be funny, but it is.
That's dicey. I kind of live up to. I want my stand up is dicey. It's like
don't do it. Oh, you did. Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, we still safe. But I feel like that's a moment in comedy that's like the next level. You know what I mean? So when I saw you, I was like, damn. And I think I told you after. I was like, damn, yo, writing this shit is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you, Taquita.
Oh.
And you can get discovered a casting director that is like off guard. You know what I mean, and not really looking for anybody just that might be at a show. You know what I mean? Like that's to me, I've seen a lot of people make it from stand up way more so. Excuse me, than any other form. You know, or at least people getting their own shows. You know, comics getting their own shows and stuff. So. But I still love acting and theater, especially though.
Okay,
that's my goal. My love.
So, like you mentioned, you got on the plane. Well, God told you stand up is what you need to be doing, low key. Nate later gifts you with a class, and in that class you got dropped another seed in your spirit to keep writing and keep performing. Yeah. So, what happened after you got that word from David A. Arnold in that class? Well, what happened in your career? What did you do?
I don't know if you remember him saying this in his class, but he said, if you do stand up 3 times a week, you might be serious about it. He said 3 times. And I'm thinking, I don't do anything, you know what I mean? Like really except just wake up. I don't really do anything 3 times a week. That's a commitment. And so I said, wow, okay. And I just started doing stand up every night. And it became an obsession to go to mics and stuff and just like wherever I could get on stage. It just was like, and it wasn't work to me. Yeah. You know, like, and if I got up only one time in a night, I'd be like, damn, I only got up one time.
That used to happen to me. Well, open mic wise, before I started booking shows. And then, so open mic would be like, you do 4 spots. And then you go hang out, Comedy Store, whatever, or go do your show that you got booked. But then when I started doing stand-up where I had 1, 2, 3 spots in one night, after like nights like that, you go home accomplished. I felt like I did something. Yes. But then it'd be like those 3 nights, and then you do one day and one show in one night. You'd be like, you know, I can't get up nowhere else. And I think that's when comedy turns from a hobby to a career. Yeah. And then it becomes a part of you. Like, if I don't get on stage, you feel like I ain't brushed my teeth.
Me too. The pandemic was killing me. But what made it okay was I knew nobody was getting up. So, you know, we were all doing Zoom shows and stuff. But just like to be away from the scene like that. And then it still just never returned the same.
It's not.
Yeah, it's just not the same at all.
I think it was an evolution like Instagram and internet and TikTok, and I feel like a lot of people just went to social media and the internet for their entertainment, and then when they saw that they could get it from there, like I didn't really fully go back to in person. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's just like, yeah. So I know you're a writer. I mean, and I know that you ghostwrite. I'm not gonna mention no names because I don't know none. No. But what else have you been working on comedy wise?
Well, so me and Punkie Johnson are on tour. I go on tour with her. Yeah, that's my best friend too. You know,
what's the name of the tour?
Childish and Petty, the Childish and Petty tour.
Okay, I'll be watching y'all. y'all was messing with a dildo in one episode.
Oh my God! No, I woke Instagram. Up at her house and she was boiling dicks in the middle of the night, preparing to go on a tour, and I was like. And I just got my phone immediately, and she didn't even know I was recording her at first. That was all that was natural, and they ended up using that. On HBO, on her show she was on, Love Life, they ended up using that same situation from my Instagram. I was like, I need to be paid for this.
Can I get a writer credit?
Right, because she was so mad because I was recording it. But yeah,
I think I tapped in and tuned in more when you were posting a lot on Instagram, and I was like, and then I see you in New York a lot with Punkie, and I was just like, I was like, they got to be working on something.
Yeah, we actually are. We have a show coming out on LOL on Kevin Hart's network on XM, a radio show, real soon. So we're probably going to be doing that this spring and summer. But other than that, I've been there. Working with some other people on stuff too. And I like I told you, I was a theater major. One of my really good friends, his name is Jawan, and he's one of the genies on Aladdin for like the last 7 years. And as Aladdin is phasing out, he has just a lot of time. And so he's interested in helping me do my musical. Me, him, and my friend Sherry, that I actually met him through. We've been working on a lot of different things too. So, having a Broadway musical is like my absolute dream. Like musical theater, like all of that stuff is just, and I did this play once before. I did it and toured with it a little. Okay. And it's called PIG, and it's like a rewrite of the Three Little Pigs. Okay. But it's like adult themed, and it's really stupid and funny, and it's kind of like Avenue Q. If you ever,
I did see Avenue Q.
Yeah, it's inappropriate in those, like in that same vein a little, or yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When is that coming out?
Well, we have to first. You have to do this preview that could be a couple of months, and that costs a couple $100,000. Where people want to come, where investors want to come and potentially invest in it, So yeah, we have to get through that first. So we're, raising the funding for that now and doing all that. Yeah.
Outside of that,
and nails.
Oh yeah,
I do nails. I didn't. I feel so bad because I should have my nails done right now, but I've been doing so much.
I know. What's the name of your nail company?
It's called Dicey Nails.
And you do these very dope, creative, specific, like
press on nails. Yeah. I'm gonna do you something for real.
Don't ask, Dicey. You've done from what I know, you've done everything. Like a stylist. I remember you like, I'm gonna give you them shades. I'm gonna give you those shades.
I got so many shades. Taquita, please come get some shades, girl.
Every time I would see you, I'd be like, Dicey, I need you to help me with my wardrobe. I need them shades. What look good on me? Like you just you got an eye for fashion, and then talent with comedy. What would be your ultimate goal? I know the musical you're excited about and the show you and Punkie are doing, but like if it was like hang it up, I did all I wanted to do, what would be the thing that would make you be like, yo, anything else is just.
If I had a show, if I had my own sitcom, like that would be something, or even selling a show, which I've been close to doing before. So I feel like something's gonna happen soon. I just got management. I never had a manager before. Thank you. Yeah. So we're, working through some stuff. But yeah, I'm excited to be, me and Punkie, we also have we're going to be on tour from June until September. Okay. And so we're going to be shooting leading up to our special. Okay. And that's going to be fun. So I enjoy working with her a lot, and
y'all together
we have so much fun together.
It's ridiculous. I remember seeing her a lot at Marty's. And she used to host, and her mic was the littest mic. Yours was too. Yours was lit, but
on Friday nights, yeah.
But then it was ridiculous,
yeah.
And it was just a good time, and that's what comedy should be. So I know her special gonna be dope, and I know on the road. Are you gonna do a special or anything anytime soon?
I want to. I'm gonna run my hour here, probably at the Comedy Nook. Shout out to Thenya.
Yeah.
Black owned, Black girl, Mike on Melrose. So she asked me recently, she was like, are you interested in just running your hour here maybe? Which I thought was I was like, is one of my spirit guides talking to you or something? Because they've been kind of telling me I need to get this prepared and together. So when she asked me that, I was like, you know what? I really need to it's just scary running a whole hour.
What's scary about it?
I don't know.
Have you done it yet?
Yeah, I've done it 3 times. Yeah, and I have a lot of new stuff too. But just I got a whole new set, a whole new 30 minutes pretty much that I'm gonna be running, this summer. I'm excited. Because it's nothing like doing comedy. Like, you've been in other cities where you
it's
can
so
really see, like,
if your joke's working.
if your jokes are working. Because, we write stuff here, but we've been here for so long. So our jokes sometimes are LA specific and they don't translate in other, like, nobody wants, they be like, what? Or
Yeah. I'm in Chicago a lot. So Chicago is kind of like the place that'll check me.
Oh
it'll
my
be
God.
like, it'd be like, okay, you out there being
Girl,
fluffy. You
that
better
is
come
the
get
hardest city to do stand up. The funniest comics to me come from Chicago. I'm sorry, like, hands down. Y'all, everybody I'm like, what is it in their struggle that makes all them so funny? If that's even what it is, like, what is it?
I think in Chicago, people are so real. I feel like people are so real in New York. Like, New York is like the rude real, and Chicago is like the straightforward real. So, like, nobody's sugarcoating shit in Chicago or New York. You're not gonna coast. You're not gonna be like, oh, I'm killing it. If you're not killing it, like, people will let you know you're not killing it. Even your family. I did a show in Chicago when I was newer, and my sister Taquita, who is like my #1 supporter, she go everywhere with me. She came to one of my shows, and I was in town, like, and she was like, okay, well, I'm gonna come to your show tonight, the Laugh Factory. And literally, I went on stage. I know I did not kill. I didn't bomb, but I know I didn't kill. Like, and my sister, like, literally, when I got off stage, she, like, she was like, I could have stayed home for this, and you jaw dropping, right? But that's the type of, energy you be needing sometimes, like,
yeah.
And so I know I didn't kill, but she was like, yo, like, I did all this, and she was saying it from a loving way, but also from a straight, like, make sure you on point. Like, don't ever not give it 100. And if this is 100, you need to get another 100, And I feel like so when your own family, like, I ain't gonna even post you tonight because sis, But that's the honesty that, like, you don't get out here in LA. Everybody be like, good set, good set,
Yeah.
good set, good set, good set. In Chicago, people won't look at you and be like, yo, okay, oh, okay. It would be like that.
I have fun performing in Chicago. That's one of our stops too this time. Yeah.
Where y'all gonna be at?
I don't know. I don't know where we're gonna be at yet. But the last time I went, this is way before SNL and all that stuff for Punkie. We was with her and like 4 or 5 other comics. We went to Chicago, to do some comedy, and I was like, oh, but it was good.
You say, ooh, like,
it was good. It was good. I had like 3 really, really good shows, and then a couple that were just kind of like, like,
I think LA taught me to showcase. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, like, what if agents are in the room, and what is your type 5? And like, you go to Chicago, they be like, can you talk to us? Like, we don't like, can you, like, what's happening right now?
Yeah.
Like, can you, like, that's it. Like, we don't care about an industry standard. We just want to laugh. And I feel like you find a way to blend the two, and you just, like, be real on stage as much as possible. And you come back here and like,
Yeah. It's
so
different.
The road is great. I love the road. I want to get back out there. I don't know when, but we'll see.
Well, the good thing about you is you got like a good regular job that you could, fund your own stuff and tour and do. You know what I mean?
I'm
That's
definitely
so
working
cool.
on figuring out the master plan, where it's like, I think we at the point where we not asking for like, we not like waiting for somebody to be like, yo, can you put me on, or like, can I use your platform, or like, can you book me? It's like, no, I can, like, we at the point where you could turn your phone on and you could book yourself.
Yeah.
That's it.
For real. And at the point we're at, like, we're in the same class, like you're saying, and now it's our class that's the funniest. And not even to be like that, but just like, when each class gets to like 10, 13 years, then y'all are the ones that are the only ones ready for it. It's just like wine. Like, you can't have, in 2 years or a year think it's going to be like the best wine you've ever had in your life if it ain't set up. Yeah, it's got to age, and like, you got to get on all the different kind of stages. You got to do all the bar shows and all the,
I feel like, when you get to a certain point, you decide where you want to perform. But in the beginning, I definitely was like, I want stage time. That's it.
Yeah.
I got to work this out. I got to get this joke ready by this day.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I feel like we just like, not that we here, but
Yeah.
definitely you don't see the future when you in it. It's just like, I'm doing it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm out here every day and I'm hitting the stages and I'm just, grinding with other people. So, since my background is nursing, and I have a medical background, I normally like try to talk to my comedy comrades about medical shows, not medical shows, like any like medical mishaps or any unexpected trips to the emergency room or any funny, crazy medical stories. Ooh. You got any?
Well, this is so gross. But one time, this is like last Thanksgiving, I had forgotten that there was a tampon that was in there.
Where? Oh, sorry. You say what?
Where? I said, I forgot it was a tampon in there. She said, where?
Where? A tampon in where?
In me, inside of me.
Okay. And what happened?
I forgot that it was in there. And I knew, and I was like, it would, girl. So,
Dicey, how you forget?
I tried to dig. I dug all up in there. I couldn't find nothing. I dug several times. I was like, I know it was one in here. But then I was still bleeding, whatever. Bottom line is that thing was in there for about 6 days. I didn't get TSS, luckily, like.
Toxic shock syndrome.
Yes, I didn't.
So Dicey. So
something I felt like I was having a baby. It like I was taking the stuff out the dryer and I was like, wait a minute, something is coming out. And I guess my body was just forcing it out. Mm-hmm. And it just, I was like, so then, so Taquita. So then a couple months later, I was just real paranoid. Mm-hmm. And I thought I had one stuck in there. Okay. And I just couldn't pull it out. And I went to the emergency room. And the doctor, they were just kind of looking at me like, and so they were like, there's nothing in there. Like they got in there and stuff. They were like, there's nothing there. What? And I said, yes, it is. And they were like, no. I said, well, what was I pulling on? And they were like, I don't know what
the hell.
So I went for no reason that time.
So back up real quick. So the tampon that got a string that's supposed to be hanging, so you could have like a little give. You must have went overboard, threw it all the way up in there.
Yeah, I don't think it had a string. This one didn't have a string on it.
Well, which tampons don't got strings?
Well, the one I had. It was not a string attached.
Dicey was not playing.
It must have just been the cotton.
You just do some cotton.
Oh.
Dicey. The only reason I'm saying this is because I'm trying to imagine, like, I don't think I've ever had an experience where, like, I forgot it was in there, but also, like, you said you was in there yanking and nothing.
I was yanking on something. I was in there just like, I was like, and I went to the doctor. I went to the hospital like 6 a.m. Mm-hmm. And it was looking crazy in there just.
But when you gave birth to the tampon, what?
I was like,
was you cramping?
It
Did
was
you dilate?
In there. Yeah, I think I had dilated. I was dilated. It was like something is coming out. You better get on in there.
But it's great that you didn't get an infection or nothing like that.
Yeah, I know. It's great I didn't.
You still use tampons?
I didn't for like 6 months after that. I didn't. I was like, I'm not about to be. If I have something serious to do, it's just more convenient sometimes, I'm
done with your.
But no, I haven't.
I'm done. I can't even deal. I can't do
That's true. A true story.
Do you have any home remedies?
Yeah, I don't really take a lot of medicine and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I do a lot of home remedy kind of stuff.
Like what?
Well, I'm trying to think of what my.
I'm joking.
I just take a lot of herbs and stuff. Yeah.
I know. When I had comedian Boogie B, rest in peace. When I had him on my podcast, when I first during the pandemic, he would rave about sea moss. Are you a sea moss person?
Mm-mm. I do oil of oregano.
My friend Aaron do oil of oregano. Mm-hmm. What's the deal with that? What is it supposed to do?
So that is like a natural antibiotic, basically. So it just whatever's going on, especially like cold. Mm-hmm. You have a cold or you start feeling sick. Mm-hmm. As soon as you start feeling sick, put like 4 drops of that oil of oregano in a water bottle, and it's very strong. Okay. Like it's spicy, or it kind of burns going down a little bit. Mm-hmm. kind of like you're swallowing icy hot or something. But baby, that stuff works, and you take it like every 3 hours. Yeah.
Can you take it like can you just take a little shot and then chase it with something?
You
or is it
probably
too
could.
strong?
I mean, it's strong for me. I'd rather put it in a bottle.
Okay.
But you can. You could probably just put it in your mouth. I mean, it comes in a little tincture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try that because you the second person I heard say oil of oregano. I heard it smell bad though.
It doesn't smell. It smells like oregano. I remember I was on tour with Ryan Davis, and he got real sick one night. He was like, "Oh my God." And he didn't think he was going to perform, but he just was feeling so bad. And I had that oil of oregano.
You hit it.
And I gave it to him, and he was like, I don't know what kind of witch shit this is or what this is, but it's working. This worked. Yeah. He was like, I don't know what this is. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oil of oregano. Any other like crazy medical stories?
No crazy medical stories, but my family is very, very healthy. And my mom, we have a garden, like a really big garden. And we grow a lot of herbs in the garden and eat from the garden a lot. And so growing up, that's kind of what we did. My mom's she's a master gardener, which means she got her certification or whatever to be a master gardener. She starts people's gardens, and she oversees several gardens in Dallas. And
that sounds like the move, like a healthy.
Yeah, it's a healthy thing. Yeah. So. Yeah.
So can you tell us in the camera too, where can we find you?
So I'm Dicey. You can find me at Dicey Approved. I only have Instagram though. And my nails, I have a nail page. It's Dicey_nails. And I'm about to launch that soon. I'm going to be selling my nails as merch on the road as well. So I've been making a whole bunch of them. Hopefully that'll pay my rent for like a year, what I could make off of those nails. But it's time consuming, but that's where you can find me. I'm on this podcast that I did called The Imperfection. It's a podcast drama that went to Tribeca Film Festival, and now it's getting made into a TV show. And I played the lead character in that. And it's The Imperfection. So y'all download that. It's very good. It's like sci-fi kind of or whatever.
Tony's a cute. My love is pure. Tony's a cute. My love is pure.
Show your love for Taquita Love. Comedy is cure.
But as always, you want this. I had one dude was like, hey, you think you could bring a brother the clear machine home? Not the clear machine. He was like, yeah, ma, the reviver. Clear.